Death Note is one of the best mangas slash animes out there. I truly believe that Death Note can rival some of the top dog animes. However, I know I'm in the minority for saying that, but I truly do think that Death Note is a great anime. And if you're watching this video, I'm sure at this point you know at least what it is. But did you know that there was a movie about it? And I'm not talking about the 2017 Netflix smash hit. Well, at least not yet. No, I actually was surprised to find out that there were Japanese movies out there. 4 of them to be exact. We have Death Note, Death Note 2, The Last Page, L Changed the World, and Death Note Light Up the New World, but also being called Death Note The New Generation in some regions. And while I will be talking about all of these movies eventually, today we're going to be discussing the first movie, simply just called Death Note. Death Note premiered in Japan on June 17th, 2006, and topped the Japanese box office for 2 weeks, which honestly is kinda cool. I guess Death Note was just on fire around this time, with the anime releasing that same year. Fun fact, this movie actually predates the anime by 4 months, making this at one point the only way to get some Death Note media fix. So before we actually get into this movie, I'd like to point out I watched the dubbing of this movie. I'm sorry, I'm just one of those guys who prefers dub over subbed. I'm sorry. Now normally you'd think that would be a bad thing, and so did I going in. You know, lip syncing, not adding up. But however, I was really surprised that some of the cast from the anime came back and reprised their roles. You know, like Light, L, Ryuk, the important ones. But they for sure all have the same voices, and that's pretty awesome. The cast does a great job in the movie as they did in the anime. This movie pretty much covers the first 2 mangas in the series, with a few liberties taken at the end. The movie covers Light getting the Death Note, the first confrontation between Light and L, the bus scene with Ray Pimber, the train station scene, and then we have Naomi's death, followed up by an original ending for the movie. Now, if you ever seen Death Note Relight 1 or 2, you'll notice how fast they cover the entire series in those 2 films with some extra scenes added for bonus. Well, I would classify the movie doing the exact same thing, adding its own lore to it. For example, Light is dating this girl named Shishori. Sorry if I messed that up. She doesn't really do anything in the film. Well, not till later, but we'll get back to her for that. So Light in this movie doesn't go to high school. No, instead he's a college student studying law. Which honestly, this is a change I really don't mind at all. In fact, this really helps establish that Light is pretty smart right off the rip. Another change the movie did was add a little extra story to Naomi. Originally, in the anime slash manga, Naomi's story was kind of small, and probably had the most messed up moment in the entire series. And going into this movie, I was wondering how they were going to handle it. Well, they completely changed it. And this is a change I'm also fine with. Now, Naomi has a lot more story to her now. She follows Ray to the station and watches him die in front of her, making her reasoning for finding Kira a lot more personal than it was in the anime slash manga. Remember when I said Light had a girlfriend? What used to be a one-off character in the show to get Ray off of Light's back became a full-on character, and she's mostly there for emotional support, until the ending. Which I'm going to put a timestamp up here to avoid spoilers, because like I said, the movie has its own ending, so if you want to avoid that, you know, click right here. Naomi finds out it's Light who is Kira, so she forces his girlfriend to call him and meet up at the art gallery they went to earlier in the film, while holding her hostage. Light gets there and Naomi ends up shooting Shishori, then shooting herself in the head after. But this was all according to Light's plan, you see, because he wrote in the Death Note for that to happen, just so he can look innocent and join the Kira case. This part was kind of shocking for me because it really shows how Light has been corrupted by the Death Note, to where even his loved ones don't really matter to him. It's pretty dark. But like I said, this was all added to the movie, for this wasn't in the anime or manga. And also not in the manga, the movie ends with one final scene where Light and L meet face to face, setting up the sequel. And it's pretty intense. If you are a huge Death Note fan and you haven't seen this film, do yourself the favor and watch. It's not fancy like the 2017 movie where Ryuk looks real. No, instead they took the CGI route, and I think it benefits more, because it allows them to be more animated with Ryuk, making him closer to his manga slash anime counterpart, instead of the Ryuk who just stays in the shadows for budget reasons. I thought this movie was really great, and it makes me even more excited to start talking about the sequel. But that's a video for another time. And that was Death Note. Let me know what you guys thought about this video in the comments below. Also, if you want to leave a like, that'd be really appreciated, as it shows me that you guys want more content in this style. Also, how would you click that subscribe button while you're down there? I'd also like to give a shout out to Shecam. She was the one responsible for the awesome anime design she drew of me. I want to give her a shout out. Her Twitter link will be in the description below, so go give her a follow over there. And also follow me on all my socials. I have Twitter, Instagram, all of them will be in the link below. Follow me there. I'd also like to add that I'm also on StoryFire now. I know it's the app that everyone's been raging about recently, so I decided to hop on over, and you'll get pretty much the same content, if not some StoryFire exclusives and some YouTube exclusives. So the link for that will also be down below. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for me today. And yeah, take care.